Hello everyone, my name is Sunan, and today in this video we'll be looking at some of the tips, tricks and strategies you can apply while applying for a job regardless of whichever country that you're applying for. This can be utilized by students, maybe international students, or if you're someone going back into the job market, maybe you're laid off. Very quick introduction about myself. My name is Sunand. I work as a supply chain consultant in Dubai, UAE. So let's get started with the video. Now, I know for the fact that this year has been challenging for everyone. There are people getting laid off. There are lots of things happening around the world. There is a war. Due to that, businesses are getting affected. There is AI coming into the picture. So a lot of things are happening, and the job market is not getting easier. It's getting tougher and tougher. The whole dynamics are getting changed. So let's look at some of the strategies that you can utilize. And I would help you to have a razor sharp focus on what are the things you should avoid and what are the things that you should actually do, which will help you get closer to that dream job that you always wanted to, right? So first and foremost, I would start with the things which are you should absolutely avoid. Now, I have seen people going onto the LinkedIn and apply for or go for the easy apply jobs, or an equivalent of that is also available in Indeed if you apply in Indeed.com. Uh, let's understand this. When you're applying for an easy apply, these jobs are like a big funnel. You have so many people applying for this very specific role. So there's a huge applicant pool. It's absolutely fairly low when you apply for jobs like that, because most of the people that you're competing with over there are maybe they're not even interested. They just maybe happen to open LinkedIn and they saw that job and they casually applied. In comparison to you, with someone who really wants that job, so that is kind of difficult for you to, let's say, showcase yourself differently. So always, I would say, rather avoid easy applies, because the outcome of it is really doubtful. Maybe once in a blue moon, maybe you get a chance, but it's very rare. You might get calls from there. And number two is another very annoying thing that I've seen, and I think people should definitely stop doing that, which is if you go onto LinkedIn, there will be some HR recruiters or fake profiles having a post about, hey, I have a job in this country for this specific role. Can you go into the comments and say the job, or maybe the name of the country or whatever that is? Now, guys, we need to understand those posts are basically meant for getting likes, more traffic to their page, more connections. They are not basically for applying for jobs, because if it was applying for jobs, why not the official channel? Why won't they post it on LinkedIn as a link to the company's website, right? So avoid all of this at all cost, right? The next up, we basically have a very important rule, which is the 72-hour rule. Bear in mind, whenever you're applying for a job, if the job has been there live for more than 72 hours and then you go ahead and apply for the job, please, let's be honest, there are absolutely maybe 1% chance or 0% chance that you might actually get a call from those companies. Is because by the time those 4 days, there has already been so many applications, and it will be fairly difficult for your profile to even show up. Now, it is possible that if you are applying for a very niche role, maybe once in a blue moon you would have a chance, or you might get a call from an HR recruiter. But mostly, I would say stick to this rule. Whenever you have a job, I would even further go and say, if a job is maybe more than 48 hours, please avoid it. And like, you will get to know the numbers in the number of applicants. If it's more than 100, then forget about it. I would rather say that. And there is a very good trick that I have learned, and you should utilize it as well, which I'll be showing it very soon. The next up, uh, a very basic thing, and most of the people, especially the ones who do not have experience, get it wrong. See, whenever you are creating your CV or resume, do not create a universal CV or resume. They think that it's like a universal key, and you will go ahead and apply for jobs using that CV. The problem with that is maybe it might have worked, let's say, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but now, since you have the AI coming into the picture, everyone's CV is according to the keywords. They have everything possible that they can write using the LLMs, Geminis, or ChatGPTs of the world. So we have to be, at least on the CV side, you can't be weak anymore. You have to utilize the keywords which are mentioned in the job profile, right? On the job description whenever you see a job posting. Very good trick to basically at least ensure what are the important keywords which should be there while you are applying using your CV or resume is, let me show you here. Now, this is a free word. It's a word cloud generator basically. You take the job description of yours, paste it here, and once you paste it, this is a sample job description by the way. Once you paste it, it will basically come up with this kind of a word cloud. Now here in the word cloud, we can see customer is like customer business. There is like analyst written here. There's quality data, dashboards. So using these word clouds, you have a general idea about what are the keywords the ATS might be looking for. ATS is nothing but applicant tracking system. Because when you apply for a job today, your CVs will go to the ATS first, where it has a keyword matching logic. If you are missing out on the keywords, forget about it. Your CV will not even be selected, and you will get a straightforward rejection email then and there, right within a matter of 48 hours or within that week. So always make sure when you're looking at a job description, copy that job description. Maybe go to the LLM and ask the LLM. You know it better. I don't have to show that. To rather show you what are the keywords you should absolutely mention in your CV, and then align the bullet points in your resume in accordance with that. Or maybe use a tool like this, a free word cloud generator, for you to be able to visually see what are the keywords that I should absolutely use in my CV or resume, right? All right. Next up, another strategy I would say which is very important, which where I just mentioned about the 72-hour rule, is whenever you look for a job, there is a filter for you to be able to uh, filter or sort by the last 24 hours, right? What you can rather do is you can go to the URL of LinkedIn, and you can change a parameter for you to be able to filter more recent jobs, right? So if I go here, I'll show you an example very quick. Let's say you of course search with a keyword with whatever you want to search with, and then I selected it in the past 24 hours. So now I'll go here and I will reduce this to maybe uh, 40,400, right? And then I'll hit enter. Now what's going to happen is you will get to see even more recent jobs. Like there are these jobs which they're posted like 9 hours ago or 2 hours ago, right? So this is a very good way for you to be able to filter jobs which were not only posted in the last 24 months, but just very recently. You can also filter for jobs which were posted an hour ago, 2 hours ago, because that the more fresher the job is, there are higher chances for your CV to be at least be, of course, shortlisted by the ATS, and then finally be even be able to reviewed by the HR recruiter, right? This is very important as well. All right. Another thing that we should absolutely be talking about here is, which is basically whenever you're applying for a, any of the LinkedIn posts that you see, uh, of course, you will have all the job posting on the job section, but there is another cool trick that you can utilize. All right, so another cool trick that I was talking about that I wanted to show you is, here we can see that we can actually utilize certain kind of a keywords when we are, instead of looking for jobs, here we are targeting for posts. Because at times when HRs would actually uh, create job roles into LinkedIn, they would create a post, and then that post would actually have that, hey, we are looking for, people, maybe analysts or manager, and for specifically search for those kind of posts, what you will do is you will start using keywords. So here I am writing a keyword. Let's say first keyword is hiring, right? So this is like a search string that you are writing. So I'm looking for hiring, and then I'm saying, and here I would say, hey, I'm looking for maybe finance, right? Then maybe I'm looking for banking, right? So using this and or conditions, and then you hit enter. Now you'll basically see all the job postings. So now you also have to let me click on posts, and then I can sort by latest, the last 24. It will be sorted by whoever is posting. So now you will be able to see some kind of, like for example, not the best of examples right here. I see, um, like for example, this one, right? So that is a US tax preparer. This is a finance job. So you can go ahead and reach out to this person to apply for this role, right? Similarly, let's see. So this is by the way a very good way to. Then there is another role, right? There is someone looking for to hire. Uh, Let's see what this is about. Not very clear what they're hiring for. Let's actually maybe they posted in past week, right? Let's actually maybe see that. All right. So I also find another one. For example, this person in the UAE is looking for personal finance specialist, and with this salary range. So you can basically get these kind of posts, right, by using the keywords. Mention hiring, and you play around with keywords based on what kind of domain that you are in, what kind of job role you are in. So modify it based on your domain, as I said. All right. Now with that is done, let's go on to the next point that we were talking about. Here we looked at how you, instead of applying, going ahead and going on to those specific LinkedIn posts, right? My bad, not the post. I'm talking about the jobs instead. So instead of directly going to the job, you are looking for a post using the search strings, and then you will find the HR recruiters creating those posts. You reach out to them either via email, which if they are mentioned in the post, or you can also direct message them on their LinkedIn, right? One more a very key thing that I've already mentioned is I would like to highlight it again is today when you are applying for a job, it's not just the CV or the cover letter which is important. Previously, maybe 5 years before, when the AI was not that strong, or 10 years ago, at that instance, if you had a perfect CV and a cover letter, you stood out. But today, that is given. You have the LLMs. Everyone is their CV is at point. Everyone's CV has all those keywords that everyone is looking for. So how do you differentiate yourself in the age of AI? The only way is to showcasing your talent, where you might want to create a portfolio website of your own, where you might want to post on LinkedIn, right? What I'm learning by doing, like if you are learning something new, post about it on LinkedIn. Maybe what is something that you learn? Maybe an error you encountered. What are some common pitfalls, right? It could be anything. Whatever you learn, post at least once in a week. If you can create videos on YouTube, maybe you teach something online. So you have uh, build some digital trail, so that just about recruiters, even when you reach out to unknown people for referrals, right? At that instance, it's very important for you to show some kind of credibility. If you have some website of yours, or can be anything which you can showcase to that person that you're asking for referral, that at that instant it becomes very easy for them to assess that, hey, this is the person, he's claims that he has the right skills. So if you have a digital trail, if you have something created, that's when people can rely on you, right? And another thing that I would like to say is, of course, with that given, as I said about referrals as well, oftentimes I would see people would send you a direct message on LinkedIn that, hey, I can you refer me to this job role, and just they just send me the link, or even just they would say, hey, do you have a position in your company? Can you put forward my CV? And then they will just send a PDF. uh, that's really awkward, right? It's like someone approaching you and directly, asking you a favor by an unknown person, right? They ask you, maybe please send me your number or something, right? So please do not be awkward. Do not send messages like that. It's not going anywhere. You are a stranger and you are asking help from a stranger. Most of the people would rather ignore and maybe might even block and delete you, right? So let's be mindful of that. Rather, what you can do is, if you are reaching out to an unknown person, you can write a polite message, right? Which could be something in the lines of, hey, I saw your team is hiring for a consultant role. I'm already, then you mention about your skills that, hey, I have experience in this. You mention about your skills, not going into writing paragraphs, but in a very small, in a very small number of words, few lines. And then you can also maybe drop a link about any of the, let's say, the portfolio website I just said, or you have some evidence of work that you can show, which could just be maybe use a URL shortener. Do not send a big link, right? And the last line is also very important. If you agree after glancing at my portfolio, if you would, you know, be willing to put forward my name, and if not, no worries at all. So no string attached. So this is how you should be sending out your referrals as well, right? So I think this pretty much summarizes about all the bare minimum things that you can do to find a job today. I know it's very hard, but definitely if you learn even one of even if you learned a new thing today, just drop in a like, and thank you very much, and until next time, thank you.